The easiest way to make $1 million is buy something that's $10 million, buy it for 8, and you sell it to somebody else for 10. There you go, you made 2. You don't have to do anything, you just buy something that's worth a lot and sell it to someone for a little bit more. How do you think guys make $1 billion? They buy something that's $10 billion and they sell it for 11, they made $1 billion. That's how that kind of money is made. They're not making it, they're arbitraging value.
So normally Alex Hormozi has solid advice and I do enjoy his takes, but this take gave me the vibe of this clip.
If you're homeless, just buy a house.
My uncles, they were working with Pablo Escobar. He trusted people. He believed that nobody was going to steal from him. So he didn't send you coke and ask you to send him money at the same time. There was, here it is, I'm fronting you. Don't F me because I'll F you 10 times worse. When you sell it, bring me the money. My uncle, being greedy, he kept the money and he told him that the Beverly Hills Police Department took the supply. Pablo had people everywhere. My uncle then got caught by Pablo and he shot him. They blasted him like 2,000 bullets.
The core message about honesty and integrity is solid advice, but then he completely undermines it by telling obviously fake stories about his uncle doing drug deals with Pablo Escobar. You can't preach about being truthful while making up dramatic family histories to sound interesting. The advice stands on its own. You don't need to cosplay as a cartel connection to teach business ethics.
It's fucking simple. Either you're gonna be the boss or you're gonna have a boss. Either you're gonna be running your own fucking life or you're gonna be a slave to somebody else that had a boss, that had the fucking grit, that had the integrity, and that decided to be the motherfucking man, and he running the shit. So if you have a boss, understand, shut up, sit down, and do what they tell you to do. And if you don't like that shit, then you become the motherfucking boss. Simple. Men don't have bosses. Men are the fucking bosses. So if you have a boss, forget that you are any fucking man. Because you never had the fucking boss to do anything with your own fucking life, and you expected a daddy to come and tell you what to do, so everything gonna be fucking good. Men don't have bosses.
This guy clearly never served in the military because every single soldier, from privates to generals, has a boss. Even the most elite special forces operators follow orders from commanding officers. Are we really going to call Navy SEALs, Green Berets, and Marines weak men because they have a chain of command?
Who are the strongest humans in the world? The Shaolin monks. They don't come into the UFC because they know they could destroy anybody in the UFC. They don't get near a woman ever, and they don't release ever. Not allowed to. I trained with them. They hang themselves, so that way they work on different parts of the neck, so you can't sit there and do a rear naked choke on a Shaolin monk. You just doesn't feel it. The strongest bone in the body is your skull. They make it 4 times thicker after banging their heads against the wall for the first year.
This guy claims he's trained with Shaolin monks, had uncles in cartels, and probably climbed Everest twice. His biography reads like the most interesting man in the world's Wikipedia page. When someone's life story keeps getting more elaborate with every video, you're not listening to experience. You're listening to creative writing with motivational quotes. We're lucky he shared how he does everything in this clip, so now we can all become multi-dimensional action heroes too.
You see, most people ask, how do I speak so concisely? And how do I speak so fast?
Flashback.
Ali, you're a nice guy, but you're not speaking to somebody that will just let you speak this way, you know?
What the f*** are you gonna do?
Let me give you a life-changing hack. What if you could think twice as fast? That would mean that you would have twice the amount of hours in the day. Here's the hack. Everything I listen to is at 2x speed. Everything I think about is at 2x speed. Every time I make a move, it's at 2x speed. If you'll start to 2x speed everything you're listening to, and even as small as bringing up the speed of the mouse on your computer, you'll be able to think twice as fast, receive information twice as fast. Try it out and let me know after a month what happens.
If you're marrying a girl that's not a virgin, 1, you're more likely to get cheated on. 2, you're going to be overthinking about the fact that she's been with another man. And 3, she's always going to miss her first man because women, they get attached to their first love like crazy. They're different. They're not the same as men. So if you marry a woman, make sure she has not had any prior relationships, because if she had, it means that she did not value herself enough to make sure that she kept her chastity before she got a ring and got a man who was serious about taking care of her. You should not be taking care of a girl that's not a virgin, and you should not at all be having kids with a woman who had another man before. Why? Because she has the DNA of another man inside her, and the kids are not going to be 100% your kids. They're going to be like 80-20% your kids. So don't do it.
This guy's mixing some reasonable preferences with complete scientific nonsense. Look, wanting a partner with similar values around relationships is fair. If you've both kept your numbers low, that's compatibility. But demanding virginity while you've been around the block multiple times, that's hypocrisy with a side of entitlement. The really crazy part is claiming kids inherit DNA from their mother's previous partners. That's not how babies work. That's medieval superstition dressed up as science. Your kids get DNA from you and their mother, that's it. As for body count preferences, everyone has standards, and that's fine. But apply them fairly to yourself first. You can't live like a player, then demand a saint.
Imagine it's Friday night, and you're at the bars, drinking, doing bullshit, while I'm at my house, cooking ground beef, eating potatoes, and eating eggs to boost my test and not be a fat fuck like you.
So I measure time. I've compressed and condensed time. I've bent it. My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt. Stack it up over a year, you're toast. Stack it up over 5 years, my entire life is different than it would have been otherwise.
Bitch, are you dumb?
Pardon me?
Are you dumb?
I think she's dumb. I think she's dumb. Are you?
Even a baby you can't trust. You can't trust a baby because when a baby come in, they finessing. The moment the baby, I'm keeping it real. Listen, the baby cry, you give it something, it laugh, right? But it's consoled. It laughed the whole time. It never wanted nothing. It knew how to use its emotions, right? So how could a baby trick you and you know how to use their emotions? As a infant, that's how you know it been here before. That's how you know it know how to play the games. Why I know the fuck that baby then, right? Because that baby trying to trick me. You don't fuck about no baby. No, you laughing, that shit ain't funny, right? This fucking baby trying to trick me is laughing. It's all it wants is some fucking food. As soon as I give it to it, it's gonna act happy and it's gonna cry again, act happy and cry again. Fuck that baby, right? No, I'm keeping it real. It's a fucking finesser, right? A baby is a finesser at the age of fucking 0. It come out the womb, gotta smack it on the ass and start crying. And it never shut up since then. It realized, oh shit, I can finesse you with my cry. And every day after that, the baby is finessing. It get older, it's finessing the parents. It's fake love. Everybody got fake love.
I think bro got serious trauma from his nephew and couldn't handle being outsmarted by a 2-year-old who figured out that crying gets you apple juice.
The babies are evil because they know everything they do, but yet they still do it. The babies are connected to the heavens, gang. They know. They know, but they still use it on you. That's why I say that for. Because they know. So they gotta be evil for. And then they get old, act like they forgot. Right when they get old, they forgot all that they did when they was a baby, but they ain't tell you. They knew everything, but didn't tell you. They knew everything. When they was laughing, and playing with who they know they playing with, they won't tell you about it. If they tell you about it, you don't believe them. Right, listen, the babies are so connected, that's why I say because they won't tell me. I really love them, I want them to tell me everything they know, but they won't tell me. It's like the trees. The trees are the fallen angels. I want them to talk to me, but they talk to me. But they won't talk to me like I want them to talk to me. For them to talk to me, I gotta be still. Who the f want to be still? All right? And that's the problem with the babies. They gotta be still to understand them. And I want to be still to understand them. So I said, fuck them kids. Cause they too smart. And everybody think they dumb. But they smarter than you and me. That's what I'm on. A lot of people know that a kid's smart.
Bro is literally onto nothing. Nothing at all. This is the craziest conspiracy theory I've ever heard. His nephew really got into his head messing with him. The girl interviewing him was so scared she had to say she agreed with him.
Look at this 20-year-old succulent Latina. My assistant found her for me on Instagram. I pay him over $1,000 a month to book me dates. But when he found this supple, springy 20-year-old, I gave him a tip. Now, the haters will say that I'm paying, but the only one that I'm actually paying is my assistant. He runs my dating apps for me and books me dates. His entire livelihood, his entire ability to pay rent and feed his kids relies on booking me dates. And with flakiness and ghosting at an all-time high, you're crazy to be swiping or looking on Instagram for girls yourself. If you want your own pair of fresh 20-year-old milk tanks to play with, my 2 best pieces of advice would be to hire an assistant and get your passport.
This has crossed from pathetic into genuinely concerning territory. Imagine being so socially broken that you need to hire someone else to find dates for you. That's not being an alpha. That's admitting you're completely incapable of basic human interaction. But what someone pointed out in the comments of our second Alpha Male video makes this even worse. He apparently made some very inappropriate comments about age preferences that cross serious legal and moral boundaries. When your entire entire identity becomes obsessing over women, and you can't even handle the dating process yourself, you've lost all perspective on what healthy relationships look like. This isn't about having preferences or being confident. This is about someone spiraling into increasingly inappropriate behavior patterns. This guy represents everything wrong with fake alpha culture taken to its logical extreme. When people base their entire personality on pursuing women without developing actual social skills or emotional maturity, they end up making choices that put them and others at risk. This is exactly why we need to call out this behavior before it escalates into something truly dangerous.
Would you support banning women from higher education and repealing the 19th Amendment?
Repealing the 19th Amendment, for sure. I don't think women should vote.
That's all, that's fine.
And I know some people, instead of laughing, let me explain why. If you're going to vote, you need to have skin in the game. If you're going to vote, you can effectively put in the commander-in-chief of the United States who can, obviously send armed forces over to other countries and get involved in wars. Now, here's the problem. Women don't have to join the Selective Service. I'm sure a lot of women here probably don't even know what the Selective Service is. And I find it ridiculous that a woman could put someone into office that will send a man to war when she doesn't have skin in the game. And let's be honest here, most women don't really care about politics. If they do vote, they typically tend to vote left. They tend to vote single issue voters on whoever gives abortion. Whichever candidate lets them kill babies, they're more interested in that candidate. They don't necessarily care about foreign policy or the more higher IQ stuff.
Saying women shouldn't be allowed to vote is backwards and makes no sense. But it did get me thinking about a different approach. What if voting required some kind of basic competency test for everyone, regardless of gender? Like a driver's license, where you prove you understand the basics and can form independent opinions instead of just following the crowd. Same concept could apply to parenting, making sure people are actually capable before they're responsible for other humans. In theory, this sounds reasonable when you're frustrated with people making uninformed decisions. But in reality, bringing this from theory to practice would be nearly impossible and extremely dangerous. Who decides what the right answers are? History shows us that voting tests were used to exclude Black Americans and other groups. Parenting licenses would, with a very high chance, discriminate against poor people, minorities, or anyone who doesn't fit bureaucratic standards. Any system like this would be weaponized by whoever's in power to exclude people they don't like. It's one of those concepts that works in your head, but falls apart the moment real humans with real biases try to implement it. Sometimes the cure is worse than the disease.
How I feel about these Miami women, I'll say that they are 100% a product of you buster ass niggas.
I like that.
They expect you to pay for their life, for their bills, for their bodies, pay for their attention, and it's because of all you buster ass millionaire goofball ass niggas. When I walk into the room or I talk to them and I'm not finna give them none of that shit, they think that value is pussy because these buster ass goofball ass niggas with money out here are validating that notion. My man.
You over here. Hey, you look nice. What's your name?
I don't want to talk with you.
I don't want to talk with you now either. Nice to meet you. See you. Goodbye. Peace. What's up, bro? Looking jacked over here. Pleasure. Look, move around, man. Tank had some ego over here. Like, whatever. Hey, you look nice. Give a compliment. You don't want to talk to me? All right, peace. Goodbye. See you. Look. Keeping it real. No regrets. She felt the ore. She's like, this dude's got too much ore. How do I match it? You know what I mean? You can. That's why I'm out of here. Goodbye. Peace. See ya. Oof, man. It was negative, bro.
I say don't look for a woman. Just keep building yourself. Keep raising yourself up over and over again.
Yeah.
That savage of a woman will show up. I've never been a guy that had to date or something like that. I didn't chase, so I was always working on myself.
Right.
And then if something...
And I agree, you should not look for that, for sure, because you'll always find the wrong one.
It's ugly out there.
It is.
It's ugly out there. It just not just in America, but around the world. The concept of social media and what it does, that you can always upgrade. You can always ditch. Yeah. You can always get out. And so, it's tough. I feel bad for you guys. Let me just say that. I feel bad for you guys out there right now. And I'm worried about my son because he's 6. What's it going to be like from 14 years from now? Because I want to teach him, don't worry about girls.
Right.
Just keep being you. You don't need a girl at 20. Just date. Keep going. Don't worry about that stuff. Live your life. So I feel bad for you guys.
What is love? Oh, baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Gay!
Why are you gay?
Here you go, bro. Here you go. That's for you.
Why?
Oh, because you're lifting like a pussy.
What the fuck is that for, dude?
It's all a joke. It was a joke, bro.
No, you don't do
It
that
was just
to
a
somebody,
joke.
bro. That ain't a joke.
It was a joke.
Get the fuck out of my
No,
face
you
before I
get-
report you.
That wasn't funny at all. If you don't know them, don't make a joke putting them down. They don't know you and may not tolerate these kinds of things. You also don't know how his day was. Maybe he received bad news, had stress at work or something like that, and wanted to simply get his mind free in the gym. Don't be like this guy.
Uh-oh.
I think that shit's funny? Fuck out of here. What the fuck is that shit?
I don't believe that.
Give me my fucking hat.
Damn, actually?
I don't feel bad for the guy Bradley Martin slapped. While violence always isn't the answer, they probably saw the first clip where Bradley slapped someone for it, and then thinking they're funny and doing this too is just deserved. They clearly crossed the lines. Still, don't hurt anyone over nothing serious and be kind to each other.